Welcome to Managing Business Operations Week 1 lecture. This week we'll be looking at exploring what is operations management. Essentially, operations management is the science and the art of creating and delivering goods and services to customers. It composes designing the goods and services and the processes that you are going to use to manufacture or make those goods and services, the management of those processes, and also the continuous improvement of those processes. All three of those elements really represent operations management. What are goods? Goods are a physical product that you can see, touch, or possibly consume. They come in two groups. Durable goods, which last at least 3 years. For example, vehicles, furniture, appliances. These would all be durable goods. Non-durable goods are essentially those goods that are no longer useful once they are used. They typically last less than 3 years. Toothpaste, shoes, food, basically would be considered non-durable goods. A service is a primary or complementary activity that does not directly provide or produce a physical product. For example, an airline provides a service to the customer, as does a hotel, and a customer service department of another business would provide service but does not result in a physical product. Now, these service activities involve service encounters, which is an interaction between the customer and the service provider. These service encounters results in something known as the moment of truth, which is any episode or transaction or experience where the customer comes into contact with any aspect of our delivery system, thus giving them the ability to form an impression about it. So the moment of truth, any episode, any experience where they come into contact with our delivery system. This might be when they come into a hotel lobby, meet the person behind the desk that's registering them. It might be when they encounter the maid, when the maid knocks on the door and asks them if they want their room made up. These would all be considered moments of truth. Goods and services have substantial differences, which have implications for operations management. For example, goods are tangible, which means the users can see, feel, and touch them. Services are intangible, which means they have no physical presence, but are instead experienced. Now, as far as goods are concerned, there's low customer participation in the process with goods. For services, there's high customer participation. The customers have to be involved in the service process. In goods, it's a lot easier to predict demand than in services. Goods can be stored in inventory. Services can't, because you have to do them with the customer. Goods require low-level service skills, because people that are manufacturing a good very often aren't interacting with the customer. Services require people to have service skills when they are interacting with customers. For goods, the factory doesn't need to be near the consumer. It can be in another state, in another country. However, with services, they need to be near the consumer. Now, sometimes those services can be provided virtually, and they're just a mouse click away. But even virtually, they need to be accessed by the computer. Goods can be patent protected. Services can't be protected by a patent. You can deal with the customer very nicely, and your people are very well trained, but service level is not something that can be patented. A customer benefit package is a set of tangible and intangible features that a customer will recognize, pay for, and use or experience. For example, we have a primary good or service. This is the core offering that attracts customers. It fills their basic need. A peripheral good or service is not essential to the primary, but enhances it and enables it. Even companies that sell goods require a substantial amount of services. What service does Amazon.com provide the customer? They sell goods, but at the same time they are providing services. They might provide books and products, but they also provide an interaction system on their websites. Customer service for people that have problems, packing, shipping, etc. There's all sorts of services that they are performed to allow the customers to get their product. The customer benefit package at a college or university like Gwen Mercy College. You've got a primary service such as classes and degrees. These are the primary services that a college would offer. Peripheral services are the food services, student services, admissions, housing, advising, etc. These are all peripheral services that are either necessary for or enhance the primary good or service. A variant is an element of the customer benefit package that is not normal. It is an offering that departs from what would be normal in that business. For example, Delaware Valley College here in Pennsylvania, in addition to being a college, at one time they offered that if you were part of their equestrian program, you could board your horse on the site. So horse boarding would be considered a kind of a variant for a college or university. As I have mentioned previously, an important part of operations management is the management of processes. A process is a sequence of activities intended to generate a certain result. Value creation processes are all the processes that are used to create the firm's primary product. Also, we have support processes. These are processes that enable the value creation process to be done. In a business, it might be purchasing, inventory, research and development. In a college or university, it might be processes that go into allowing students to register for classes, to feed them while they're here, etc. Finally, in business, we have general management processes, such as accounting, human resources, and marketing. As a final note to the chapter, I wanted to give you some insight into employment currently in the United States. We've got about 18% of the population employed in the goods-producing sector. Now, manufacturing totals about 11.6% of those, construction about 4%. In the service-providing sector, you're talking about 81.8% of the employment in the United States. Government service amount to 12%, retail services 15%, and health services 11%. Now, this class is going to focus more on the service-providing sector than in the goods-providing sector, simply because so much more of the population of the United States is employed in the service-providing sector.
Created using PowToon.